This is Brandon Herrera. He makes YouTube videos like this.
Oh, get nerd.
And this.
Donut, bring me the gun of Rambo.
This is Tony Gonzales. He's a slimy politician. He's voted on stuff like this. And this. Now, if you didn't know, Texas recently had an election, and Brandon Herrera decided that he was going to run against Tony Gonzales.
That's why I'm running for Congress.
Saying that Tony doesn't actually stand for Texas values. And voters listened. Brandon was able to force a runoff election between himself and Tony. If you didn't know, Texas has a requirement that the candidate running is required to meet 50% of the vote. And if they don't get that, then it goes to a runoff between the top two candidates. And now that Tony wasn't able to slime his way back to his seat in Congress, he's been running some very shady ads aimed at Brandon.
Relax.
Brandon Herrera may talk tough, but Texans know a fake when we see one. Herrera's not one of us. He's not from here. Lived and voted in North Carolina his whole life. Herrera trash talks Donald Trump, saying he messed up a lot of stuff in his first term and will lose to Biden in this election. Herrera even mocked Trump's young son. Won't even apologize. Texans deserve a real conservative fighter.
Seems pretty damning if you ask me. Now, let's take a look at what Brandon actually said. Lived and voted in North Carolina his whole life. Yes, Brandon is originally from North Carolina. He left North Carolina for the great state of Texas because it aligned more with how he felt America should run. It aligned more with his own personal beliefs and his political beliefs. You know, the way that America's supposed to work. You're supposed to be able to move between the states that align with your values the most, or just happen to be where you want to live. Now, what about him trash talking Donald Trump? Well, about that, he's actually quite honest and said that Trump had bad advisors, which he did.
I really enjoyed his presidency because I do think he messed up a lot of stuff in as far as like guns and things. I think he had a lot of bad advisors in that regard because I don't personally think he's anti-Second Amendment. I don't think he cares that much, to be honest. I think he had bad advisors in the NRA, which really screwed things over for bump stocks and things. But
he goes on to say that he doesn't feel that Trump is necessarily anti or pro Second Amendment. He feels that he just doesn't care. And he agrees very much with his economic policies.
But I really liked a lot of his economic stuff. I enjoyed more than anything in the world how much he made people I don't like sad.
That's a fair enough statement. I don't see that as inherently anti-Trump either. I see that as anti-NRA, which I'm also anti-NRA. National Association of Gun Rights all the way. Oh, but don't you know he mocked Trump's son, Barron? Well, let me introduce you to the Unsubscribed podcast, a show that Brandon is actually a host on. And here's his actual joke.
He's already got more on the internet. Like the Barron Trump's starting to become a meme like that.
Oh, it's fucking amazing. It's so good.
Is he the new cryptid?
He is the new cryptid.
Would unironically be a great cryptid.
Call Isaiah. Like, hey, we need you to revise your list again.
Yeah, exactly.
What's it do though? Like each cryptid has a power.
I have to find Dad. He hangs.
He whispers in your
Tears
ear.
open a fabric in time itself and like crawls through.
All right, come on.
It just appears out of nowhere.
Where's my father at? My father's coming.
That'd be kind of creepy, right?
Just small hands.
It's like the Jurassic Park, the water.
Yeah.
Daddy is coming. Daddy's angry.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that Barron and Trump would have laughed their asses off at this, since, you know, unlike Tony, they actually have a sense of humor. Now, of course, Tony also pointed out on Twitter a joke that Brandon didn't even make about veteran sewer slide.
I'm now being canceled because, you know, I always joked months ago that I can't wait to run for office because I'm going to find out so much about myself that I didn't know. Now, apparently, I hate veterans, and I want them to sewer slide. Yeah, didn't know that, yeah. Because of a joke I didn't make, a joke I was joking about not making because I said it was too far, at a table full of veterans during a veteran sewer slide prevention conference I spoke at earlier that day, hours prior.
Brandon didn't make the joke because he said that it was too dark and went a bit too far. And he didn't say this joke at a charity event to help deal with the skyrocketing veteran self-unaliving problem.
But your opponent fucked up so hard on that post, and then doubling down, it's like, a person, a vile scum like this needs to burn in hell. And you're like,
yeah, he said, I need to burn in hell. People like me who make fun of veterans and shoot up churches. Like, hold on, what the fuck?
No, it was funny when you made the joke. We had just come from the panel where like we were talking about veteran and how to prevent it. And then you had a Purple Heart veteran to your left, and then you had me and Nick to your right.
Like, I'm at a table full of veterans. And
Yeah.
like, and the funny part is, like, one of the things that we talked about a lot during that panel is like this, like stuff like unsubscribe, like stuff, dark humor, stuff like that is one of the last things. Like the military's failed veterans, the VA's failed veterans, politicians have failed veterans. The last thing they have to rely on is dark humor. You want to take that from them? Fuck you.
And you want to know who told him he should have made the joke? The veterans. So Tony's entire campaign is built on lies and quotes that have been taken out of context. It sounds a lot like his supposed Texas values, you know, because we know he lies about those too, since he votes against Texan interests whenever he gets the chance. Tony was even censured by his own party for being a shill and voting against the rights of the people by voting along with Biden. Texas deserves better, and Brandon Herrera is a better candidate by a long shot. And also, let's be real, if Texas was a person, it would make videos about blowing things up with guns too. Don't lie to yourself. Tech out.
You blew my mind.